The room was silent, save for the rhythmic tapping of fingers on a polished oak table. The air was thick with an unspoken tension, an anticipation that sent ripples through the military headquarters. Why was Park Jimin here? What did this meeting mean for Jungkook? Could this be the moment that changes everything? For weeks, armies and military insiders alike have speculated about a possible shift in BTS's military enlistment trajectory, but no one expected this. When news broke that Jimin had arranged a confidential meeting with a high-ranking military commander, social media went into overdrive. What could he possibly be discussing behind closed doors? Was it about Jungkook's early discharge? A special assignment? Or something even more unexpected? It was a cold morning when Jimin was spotted entering the South Korean military command office, his usual cheerful expression replaced by something more solemn. Those who saw him described his demeanor as serious, his body language restrained yet purposeful. Though military protocol is strict and rarely accommodates exceptions, Jimin's presence in that office signaled that something significant was at stake. But what? Jungkook, who had recently joined the military in December, had been adjusting well to his new life as a soldier. Fans had seen glimpses of him through rare official updates, looking strong and determined in his uniform. Yet rumors had been swirling about his well-being, whispers of an injury, or possibly a change in assignment. Now, with Jimin's sudden involvement, those whispers were growing louder. One of the most pressing questions is, why was Jimin the one involved in these discussions? Jimin himself had already completed his military service, quietly enlisting and finishing alongside his bandmate Suga. While his status as a BTS member still carries weight, he is no longer an active soldier. The fact that he took it upon himself to speak with the military commander suggests a level of urgency that can't be ignored. Could it be that Jungkook requested Jimin's intervention? Had something happened that required Jimin to step in as a mediator? Or, perhaps the most shocking possibility, was this meeting about a decision that had already been made? While details of the meeting remain classified, sources close to the situation have revealed that Jimin's conversation with the commander lasted longer than expected. Initially scheduled for only 30 minutes, the discussion extended well beyond an hour. A witness, who wished to remain anonymous, shared a startling observation. Jimin looked concerned. At one point, he placed his hand on his chest and sighed deeply. Whatever they were discussing, it was something that truly mattered to him. Speculation has run wild. Was Jungkook in trouble? Was there an issue with his training? Had his deployment location changed? Theories range from personal matters to military-related complications, but one thing is certain, Jimin's visit was not just a casual conversation. For armies, this situation is emotionally charged. Jungkook, the Golden Magne, had always been seen as a strong, independent force within BTS. Watching him embark on his military service was already a bittersweet experience for fans worldwide. But the possibility of something being amiss has added an entirely new layer of concern. If Jimin's meeting was about Jungkook's early discharge, it would be unprecedented. South Korea's military laws are strict, and very few exemptions are granted. Could BTS's influence truly shift military decisions? Would the government make an exception for one of the world's most famous musicians? Or was this about something else? Something deeper, something personal? As news of Jimin's meeting spreads, all eyes are now on the military. Will an official statement be released? Will Jungkook himself provide an update? Or will the truth remain buried beneath layers of speculation? One thing is for sure, this is not the end of the story. For now, armies are left with burning questions and anxious hearts. Theories will continue to circulate, and anticipation will build as everyone waits for the next piece of information. What Jimin and the military commander discussed remains a mystery, but one undeniable fact remains. Something is happening, and when the truth finally comes to light, it might just change everything. As soon as the news of Jimin's meeting with the military commander broke, social media erupted into a frenzy of theories, concerns, and desperate pleas for answers. The hashtag what happened to Jungkook trended worldwide within hours, alongside hashtag Jimin in command and hashtag protect Jungkook. Fans dissected every possible reason for Jimin's sudden intervention. Could Jungkook be facing difficulties within the camp? Was there a hidden health issue? Had he requested a transfer? Or, in the most dramatic of scenarios, was there a possibility of an early discharge, something that would defy South Korean military norms? While some fans remained hopeful that this was merely a routine visit with no underlying distress, others couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. After all, Jimin wouldn't have entered a high-security military facility for a casual chat. He wouldn't have stayed for over an hour. He wouldn't have looked so serious as he left. The lack of an immediate official statement only fueled the tension. Armies flooded military officials with emails, tweets, and messages demanding transparency. South Korea's Ministry of National Defense remained silent, refusing to comment on ongoing internal matters. And so the mystery deepened before Jimin's unexpected appearance. Jungkook had been carrying out his service without any reported issues. A few weeks prior, a rare official update from the military had shown him in uniform, looking healthy and fully engaged in training. Yet, in hindsight, subtle signs of something brewing had been there all along. A close friend of Jungkook, speaking under anonymity, revealed a cryptic message. Jungkook has always been strong, but even strong people need support. There are things you don't see from the outside. What did that mean? Was Jungkook struggling behind the scenes? And if so, why hadn't anyone known until now? Adding to the uncertainty, fans recalled that in his final public message before enlisting, Jungkook had thanked everyone, but had also left a strange parting remark. Life changes in unexpected ways. Let's meet again in the future, no matter what happens. At the time, armies took it as a heartfelt sentiment. But in light of recent events, could it have been a hint at something more? One of the most pressing questions swirling around is whether Jungkook himself reached out to Jimin. The two have shared an unbreakable bond for over a decade, often describing each other as brothers. If Jungkook was in trouble, mentally, physically, or emotionally, Jimin would have been the first to step up. But if Jungkook had indeed asked for help, why would it have required an official meeting with a military commander? What was at stake that necessitated such direct intervention? This has led to another wave of theories. Could Jungkook be struggling with the pressures of military service? Is he facing unfair treatment? Or is there an issue with his assigned role? Or perhaps the most shocking possibility, has he received an offer or a special circumstance that might change the course of his service entirely? Military analysts have weighed in, pointing out that it's highly unusual for a civilian, especially a public figure like Jimin, to have a one-on-one meeting with military leadership. The mere fact that this meeting occurred suggests that something beyond the ordinary is happening. After more than an hour inside the military command office, Jimin finally emerged. His face was unreadable, though some described him as looking deep in thought. Unlike his usual cheerful interactions with fans and reporters, he didn't stop to acknowledge anyone. He walked briskly to his car, nodded to his security team, and left without a word. One observant fan stationed outside captured a moment that would soon go viral, a fleeting glimpse of Jimin as he turned his head, a visible crease between his brows, his lips pressed together as if suppressing emotion. Had he received bad news? Was he frustrated? Or was he simply processing the weight of the conversation? No one knew, but the video only intensified the emotions running through the fandom. Some began to fear the worst, that Jungkook might be dealing with something far more serious than anyone had imagined.